Bet you can't guess where I am right now, boys and girls. Let me see if I move. Can you see them? I thought we'd do our book out here with the chickens today. And I'll move over. Wait, I'll move this way. You know, like I said, I will never make it as a YouTuber. So, while the girls are behind me, and I just threw them a sunflower seed, I thought we'd do our book today, which is called Owl Moon. And it's by Jane Yolen, and it's illustrated by John Schoenberg. I don't know if I pronounced that name correctly. Now, in keeping with our theme this week of music, this is a poem. And when I think about song lyrics, I really think about them being poems. And I was kind of going back and forth about showing this one because, oh, look at this, it's a winter scene and you're going to see an owl in this picture, and I'm like, oh, should I look for a more spring book? But then we're supposed to get about 3 inches of snow. So I thought, well, what better time to read a book about snow, and then maybe tomorrow or the day after you can go and investigate. Hello. And boys and girls, if you're listening behind me, we have construction going on here, so that's what you're going to be hearing. So, and we have our girls squabbling. They won't bother you. They won't bother you. They'll be more afraid of you than exactly. So, Owl Moon, are we ready? Oh, guess what I forgot to bring? My reading glasses. It was late one winter night, long past my bedtime, when Pa and I went owling. There was no wind, the trees stood tall as giant statues, and the moon was so bright and the sky seemed to shine. Somewhere behind us, a train whistle blew, long and low, like a sad, sad song. I could hear it through the woolen cap Pa had pulled down over my ears. A farm dog answered the train, and then a second dog joined in. They sang out, trains and dogs, for a real long time, and when their voices faded away, it was as quiet as a dream. We walked on towards the woods, Pa and I. See the fox there? Have you ever gone out into like a foresty or out in nature in the nighttime? Our feet crunched. Can you hear that? This is something that we call like onomatopoeia when we have sound word. Ready? Our feet crunched over the crisp snow. Our little gray footprints followed us. Pa made a long shadow, but mine was short and round. I had to run after him every now and then to keep up, with my short, round shadow bumped after me. You see Dad's long shadow? And he's got a short, round one. But I never called out. If you go owling, you have to be quiet. That's what Pa always says. I'd been waiting to go owling with Pa for a long, long time. Do you have an idea what owling might be? They're going at night. We reached the line of pine trees, black and pointy, against the sky, and Pa held up his hand. I stopped right where I was and waited. He looked up, as if searching for the stars, as if reading a map up there. The moon made his face into a silver mask. Then he called, "Hoo, hoo, 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 hoo." Oh my gosh. I must have done a really good owl song. I scared the chickens. Whoops. I'm sorry, boys and girls, I didn't know. It gets this quote, the sound of the great horned owl. Guys, I gotta do it again. It'll be okay. Hoo, 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 hoo. Oh my goodness, boys and girls. Again he called out, and then again. After each call he was silent, and for a moment we both listened. But there was no answer. Pa shrugged and I shrugged. I was not disappointed. My brothers all said that sometimes there's an owl, and sometimes there isn't. So he's making that beautiful owl call so that he can see he can find an owl will respond. Do you see the little, it looks like maybe a little raccoon hidden away? Everybody's tucked in. We walked on. I could feel the cold as if someone's icy hand was palmed down on my back. And my nose and the tops of my cheeks felt cold and hot at the same time. But I never said a word. If you go owling, you have to be quiet and make your own heat. Boys and girls, some of us, do we see this? Like it says, as if someone's icy hand was palmed down on my back. There's a lot of similes and metaphors in this poem book. And we know that it's a poem because look at the way it's written like that. It's not long paragraphs. We went into the woods. The shadows were the blackest things I'd ever seen. They stained the white snow and my mouth felt furry, for the scarf over it was wet and warm. I didn't ask what kinds of things hide behind black trees in the middle of the night. When you go owling, you have to be brave. Then we came to a clearing in the dark wood. The moon was high above us. It seemed to fit exactly over the center of the clearing, and the snow below it was whiter than milk in a cereal bowl. Remember what I said about similes and metaphors, right? The snow below it was whiter than the milk in a cereal bowl. I sighed, and Pa held up his hand at the sound, and I put my mittens over the scarf that covered my mouth and listened hard, and then Pa called out. Should we see what the chickens do this time? Ready? Whoo, 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 whoo. Whoo, 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 whoo. They're all staying in the coop. They're scared. I listened and I looked so hard my ears hurt and my eyes got cloudy with the cold. Pa raised his face to call out again, but before he could cover his mouth, an echo came threading its way through the trees. Whoo, 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 whoo. Was it an echo, boys and girls? I don't think so. Pa almost smiled, then he called back. Whoo, 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 whoo. Just as if he and the owl were talking about supper or the woods or the moon or the cold. I took the mitten off my scarf and off my mouth. I almost smiled too. And there they are. They have an owl answering back. The owl's call came closer. From high up in the trees on the edge of the meadow, nothing in the meadow moved. All of a sudden, an owl shadow, part of a big tree shadow, lifted off and flew right over us. We watched silently, with heat in our mouths and heat of all the words we had not spoken. The shadow hooted again. And do you see where they are? Now, if you look up at this tree and you follow the tree branch, there, look at the wingspan. Isn't that beautiful? Pa turned on his big flashlight and caught the owl just as it was landing on a branch. These are called talons, boys and girls. For a minute, 3 minutes, maybe even 100 minutes, we stared at one another. Then the owl pumped its great wings and lifted off the branch like a shadow without a sound. It flew back into the forest. Time to go home, Pa said to me. I knew then that I could talk. I could even laugh out loud. But I was a shadow as we walked home. Why do you think he's being quiet as he's walking home? Because he can talk now. Or she can talk. We really don't know, do we? When you go owling, you don't need words or warm or anything but hope. That's what Pa says. The kind of hope that flies on silent wings under a shining owl moon. And there they go. So, like I said, I was thinking about this book, and I'm like, it's springtime. Do I want to read this book when it's going to be so nice? But it is supposed to snow. And then this morning, I saw on the news that the wind knocked out my iPad. I saw on the news today that the Chicago Audubon Society is doing a lot because people are hearing birds. There's not so much traffic and not so much noise right now, and so people are really hearing bird songs, and they're hearing them earlier. And it's not that it's not that the birds have changed their habit; it's that we've changed our habit so we can hear them more. So, and if you notice, there's some little sparrows that I can hear over this way, and then our chickens are in the back. So, in the Chicago Audubon Society, if you go on their Instagram page, they actually have bird calls. So you could go outside and listen to the birds and try to identify the birds by their song. So I thought that would be cool for you to do today. But I also thought it would be fun to visit the chickens. But make note, never read a book about owls around chickens. It kind of scares them. Why do you think that the chickens were scared? Do you understand why the chickens were scared when I did that owl hoot? Did they think an owl was out here maybe? And gonna pick them up and have a nice chicken dinner maybe? Yeah, I think our girls were scared. So we'll go in and visit the girls before I say goodbye, but I hope you enjoyed today's book, and I hope you look for some poetry because April is the month of poetry, and we would be studying that if we were in school. So I hope you enjoyed Owl Moon. It's a great book, and I know you guys didn't know I would think that much about it, but I do. But let's turn around and check out the chickens really quickly. And then I'll say goodbye, okay? Hey, don't forget to come and check out the chickens, will you? I think they miss everybody. You know, there's the construction going on for the mobile behind us, and so they can't see the park like they used to, and I don't think people come over and see them. So if you're out and about, would you just come on over and say hello? I did put their plastic sheeting up around the pen to keep them warm and keep the snow out for the next couple days. But hopefully after that we can take it down and you guys can be outside again with them. Oh, I think I actually hear some visitors maybe. But we're gonna go inside the coop and we'll check everything out, and then I will say my goodbyes. Okay, so stay with us if you want to come and see the coop. I'm gonna turn our camera around if I know how to do that. Maybe I don't know how to do that. So maybe we'll just do it like this. So now because Mrs. Nielsen getting up. So welcome to the coop, and here are our chickens who I scared. There's Chicky Momo, and we have Robin and Waffles and Ace in front of us, and the way I can tell that is because of their bands on their legs. I can tell the colors. So, and then I did have 3 eggs but in here, but I had to give a couple of them away, so there's one more that I have to pick up and none in there. And so this is our coop, and let's go around and let's see if we can find the other girls really quickly, see where they all got scared too. They're inside the pen. Oh, we do have somebody down here. Oh, a couple of them. Yep, they're sitting in the side. I think I really spooked them. And there's our construction, boys and girls. And oh, I'll show you really quickly. This is, let me see if I can get it on the camera. Mrs. Nielsen knew how to do things properly. There is our sage plant that came back that our chickens will love, and we've got more flowers coming back. And so that's our tour of the coop. And I really hope that you guys will come back. Oh, and there's Miss Amy over there. I don't know if you can see her, but she's waving. So you guys all have a beautiful day, and remember your sign language, practice it if you can, and have a great day. I'll see you later, alligators.